address those questions. So welcome, Miriam.
Hi, I'm happy to be here. Yeah, so as Sarah said, I teach at Fleisher Art Memorial, and I'm a member of Space 1026. We're currently having our annual auctions via Zoom, all virtual. We have like this crazy week of events where it's like live streaming on different either Zoom or Twitch, and auctioning artwork on Instagram. It's really complicated but fun. So hopefully we're gonna do pretty well this week. So yeah, it's an artist collaborative that we used to be in Chinatown, and now we're right on Broad Street. We just moved to a new building on North Broad, and that's where my studio is. And currently I'm at in my son's like learning group space, and while my husband's like watching a crew of little kids doing their remote education. So I'm not actually at home, but I'm really excited to introduce a few things, especially my most recent mural that was painted on 18th and Allegheny with the Philadelphia Mural Arts Program and New Cortland Senior Services right across the street. So I'm going to share my screen and introduce that project. I also wanted to just share my website, some of my work, and introduce that I am going to be teaching a class pretty soon in January called Screen Printing on Fabric, and I will help you set up your to print at home on fabric. So it's going to be a really fun class, and it's on Zoom. So I guess I'll share my screen right now. All right. Here we go. All right. Yeah, so this is a project that I started a while ago with New Cortland Senior Services and Mural Arts Program, and we kind of like discussed with the seniors across from the current mural, which is at on a storage facility on 18th and Allegheny, sort of what they would be interested in with a mural. And we kind of discussed ideas about home and place. Everybody also wanted like images of the neighborhood. So I did a lot of collecting of images of the neighborhood and took a lot of walks and took a lot of photos and made a lot of drawings. And that was a lot of fun. Here's a couple photos of me painting with them on cloth. So everything was installed on cloth on the mural. And it was really fun. So here's like a paint day with the seniors at New Cortland. This is painted on cloth. So let me see if I can, let's see, I'm just gonna, hold on a second. It's weird, it's like not previewing view. Okay, that's okay. All right, so yeah, this is with seniors for anybody who just joined in. And there they are painting, and we have a lot of fun, like listening to music, painting on the cloth. And it's a very abstract mural, but it has like representation of different buildings around 18th and Allegheny. There's a lot of churches in the mural because a lot of the people at the senior services requested churches. I didn't want to put all churches in the mural, but I put some. This is me and my assistant, Claire Cook, who went to Tyler in printmaking, and she interned with me, I guess, at the end of her semester at Tyler. And then she became an assistant during this project as like helping me with touch-ups. It was really exciting to have her helping me with the touch-ups for the mural because she had painted a lot of the cloth in my studio at the old Space 1026. So everything's painted off, not on the mural, it's on cloth, and then we install it. But most of my murals take a while on the actual wall because I'm like stitching it together and painting in between the seams. And sometimes area, especially like if you're giving cloth to community, other people that don't really know how to paint, you actually have to do a lot of like painting into it once it's on the wall. This is an image of our new screen printing studio, and I'm actually screen printing with a house paint, exterior house paint. So this is actually right here is on the table is cloth that was primed with a green color that's similar to most of the mural. I used different shades of white in the paint itself, and then painted on top with a lot of colors. So this is a green white, and there's blue whites, and there's all kinds of different whites. And this is bricks. So in the design, I had a bunch of bricks, and it's bricks found around the corner from 18th and Allegheny from the storage facility. So sometimes I'll find areas that I want to screen print. Most of it is painted by hand though. Do you have any questions so far? Okay. This is my car, my storage truck for the mural. I actually try to bike when I do murals in Philadelphia. We have like a cargo bike, but for this mural, since it was a little farther away from my house and between my son's remote school, I have to always pick him up like at 3 o'clock, or there was stuff going on. There was a lot going on this fall. So I felt like I drove a lot more. My car ended up being a great studio for me to leave some supplies, especially when it was super windy at the wall. But this is a good example of using my car differently to put all my prints down to get them ready to install on the mural. This is another one of my assistants, Ephraim, and he's painting, and you can see it's close to the train. We were really close to the rails. And that was, I don't know if I just mentioned, but we actually had to get a flag, a railroad certificate, a railroad worker certificate, so we could paint close to the rails, and we had to divert the rail, and we had to get a railroad flag worker to like watch us paint at 7 in the morning. It was very intense. We had to install and finish an area all in kind of like a half an hour. So not a half an hour, but in a short period of time, we had to actually like install a certain section close to the rails while they were diverting the train. And it all had to happen on a Sunday morning early. It was very intense. Actually, probably one of the most intense mural experiences ever, because I have a hard time quickly finishing murals, and this was like a section that I just had to say goodbye to and never ever go back while I was working. So that was intense. All right, let's keep it moving here.
How many people do you have on your crew, Miriam?
Well, that was a good question. We didn't have a lot. We had 2 people helping install most of it. And then I helped with Ephraim install, like probably, it was like 2 weeks of 2 people. And then me and Ephraim did a bunch of them, because I didn't really have like full 5-day weeks, full 5 days a week to work on it. So, and then I had Claire come in at the end to help me with touch-ups. I had some volunteers, but not enough, I would say. We probably could have used more people. We were a little short-staffed, but at the same time, I used a lot of help from the Mural Arts internship over the summer, where they kind of pay their interns to help. And I think that's really great to use like kind of that kind of help as well. But yeah, it's a huge amount of work. I think that towards the end, I decided that we would try to finish the majority of the mural and then get rid of the lift, because that's the most expensive part. And then I brought a ladder out and I just worked on it by myself at the bottom, because honestly, it's very small touches that I was doing towards the end, and it's almost better that I was by myself. So yeah. So that's a complicated question, how many people are on staff. It's based on the budget for murals, how many people you end up having. But when you need people, you need people. And sometimes you have to do like trades, barter to just try to get extra help. Oh, sorry. This is a picture of me painting. I don't have a lot of me painting. I tried to bring my tripod out to like take more photos, but of myself working. But honestly, when you're in the middle of such a hectic project, you just don't always have time to like document yourself. But here's a picture of me painting. I'm up high on the lift, and here's some paint. I thought I'd throw that into this. There's a lot of paint involved in this mural. I would say like I tried to keep it to 30 colors, but of course, you know, I went over, and I do believe that I probably should have cut it down even more. I love how many colors there are, but towards the end, I was like, I just wish there was like 20 colors in this, and that's it. And it's a mixture of Sherwin-Williams exterior paint that's pre-mixed and paint that I mix myself. So the paint that I mix myself can be kind of hectic towards the end, because then you run out of paint and you're trying to remix the colors you made. That's a hard thing as well for such a big mural. So here's a good example of where I use the screen printing. You guys see the bricks. I just kind of put it in there. And then I try to paint around it so it's not quite sharp edges, but I like the idea of like collage. So that's sort of why I love the idea of some screen printing in there and some repeat. So that's like a kind of sideways view. This is Uptown Theater. This is the Doll Museum, but now it's changed. This block actually, there's a new condo. So it's really interesting that buildings that I had painted already changed in the amount of time since the design. This is a church on 18th and Allegheny. Another detail, this is like actually the subway station at 18th and Allegheny, and this is the trestle. And the bus passes through in front of the mural at the storage facility. Some
so you
other
said
details.
You're in partnership with Mural Arts then?
This is a Mural Arts mural, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Do you have any murals in West Philadelphia by any chance?
Yeah, I just made one at University City Arts League last fall.
Great.
Yeah, in the lobby.
No.
Yeah, I have a picture of it, but I didn't add it to the slideshow because it's a lot. So yeah, but yeah, these are some other details, kind of like I guess some abstract areas that I really love. This wall had a lot of surfaces, strange surfaces, some really crazy textured walls that took a ton of paint to use and gel. And other areas that were like lips of surfaces. And then there was like, I would call them building pimples, wall pimples, where you have like areas that like, you know, had bumps in the wall and things like that. It was really crazy. It was a very strange sculptural wall. So that's a good example of the side. And this is the right side, the top right side is the area that I actually had to install and jump away from very quickly. So there's a lot of different things in this. A couple more details. The train. This train was actually designed by some of the seniors. I had them, they traced a drawing of a train, and then I altered it a little bit in my design, but I kind of kept it pretty similar. There's a couple of moments in the mural that were actually designed by the seniors, which is exciting. Yeah, see, and there's even this strange wire with the sneakers that I had to kind of avoid, but I just painted around them kind of as well as I could without getting too close. See if I have anything. Oh, yes, here's a couple details. So that's like a house. It's a house on 18th and Allegheny. I call it a haunted house. It kind of looks a little haunted, not in my drawing, but it was a lot of fun to paint. I struggled with the actual drawing in the design, but I had a really good time in the actual painting of it in the mural. So in some ways, the I struggled in the beginning, and I still put it in the design. And then later on, as I was painting the mural, it got better and better. So I'm excited by how it turned out. I think so. Yeah, okay. I think I have a couple more. These are different areas. Yeah, and so I would just, like, you can really see the cloth in this. So it was like painted and then collaged onto it. But I liked the idea of showing the cloth a little bit, but not too much, like not pasting on without sort of trying to keep it in onto the wall, but make sure it feels like it's part of the image, but showing the collage a little bit is important to me. This is like somebody's tire store around the corner that I love so much. Originally, I had the word tire on it, but it would have been the only words in the whole mural, and I didn't really want any words. Okay, I think that's it for my, I should have like one big image of the whole thing, but I might have to search my images. I thought I put one in. Oh well. Well, you can go see it in person at 18th and Allegheny. I actually think this mural looks really good as in the parts that I showed, like as if you're walking instead of as much from the road. So I think it looks good from the road. It almost looks like a tapestry or a quilt, but like I think when you're walking by it, it feels like it has more experience feeling to it. So any questions about that part?
Beautiful, beautiful work, Miriam.
Thank
you. I love it. And I can hear the kids in the background. And I just wanted to mention again, you got to give it to you for kicking butt and making this beautiful work. And
yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I do have, usually I have about 4 days a week. I feel fortunate because of this, our situation, to be able to focus on work, even if it's like a 9 to 3 o'clock day. It changes the schedule a lot, like the amount of stuff you can do within that period. Also, it kind of has adjusted my thinking about bringing my son sometimes to my studio to work with me. Occasionally he just has to, and it's going to be okay. And usually I was sort of like trying to separate it, but sometimes he just has to come and work with me.
And do you have any upcoming projects that you'd like to share or classes?
Yeah, I have. Oh, thank you. Yes, I have an online workshop. And if you go to my website, sorry, I'm going to put this. If you go to my website, on the top, it says, learn how to print on fabric in your own home. And you can click on this link and it'll get you to Fleisher. And I just taught an online Zoom class at Fleisher, and it was a lot of fun. It was actually really social. And we had a really good time. And we actually just, I think I'm going to share, like we did a print trade, and I'm going to actually display them, you know, in my husband's bag store window. So I'm excited about that for people to see in general. Yeah, so it's a class that I'll be like helping everybody set up their own printmaking, like screen printing setup in your house. We'll be doing like very simple stencils and exploring stencils, drawing fluid, if anybody's tried screen printing. Not as much photo-based process, but there are a couple photo transfer processes that I will run, explore as well. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to just do something really fun and engaging during this period of time. So.
It looks like Chris Windle raised his hand. Chris, do you have a question? He said in the chat, he asked if you know Stuart Davis.
Stuart Davis sounds familiar. I don't. No. Sounds familiar though. Stuart Davis. I'll write his name down. Should I look him up? Maybe you need to unmute.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
There he is.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I'm sorry. I'm struggling with this. As everyone there knows. Okay. First of all, yes, it's not that important, but your work reminds me a little bit of Stuart Davis. There's probably a lot of other people too, but your work is your own. I really, a teacher from Portside last year also mentioned you, and I like your work a lot.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much.
Online teaching, considering I'm in, shut down here at the house, my house, right? So yeah, the idea of online things is very intriguing. I paint, I'm an artist and so forth, but I've been retired for a couple of years. And the first thing I did when I retired was got a job painting the walls of a large rec center in the Northeast. And that was a lot of fun. And yeah, we used Sherwin-Williams, and I started an account, and boy, I was excited when they dropped off all these quarts and pints and so forth of paint. And it was a cool project. But anyway, so I guess I could talk with Kim or Claudia or whatever about any possibility of online teaching. That sounds, well, extremely feasible. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun actually. We actually did an optional meetup at the end of our class to trade prints in the park. So we all had masks on and we traded prints. Just to have some physical work to share and to meet. But we really got along. I mean, it was 6 of us. It was a lot of fun. And everybody brought a lot to the class, like exploring different things like on their own. And I almost feel like during the class, people spent more time outside of the class working on things because they were in their home than if you were just in a studio, like using equipment. And I also felt as if it taught me a lot about teaching in the sense of that when you have a lot of equipment in a print shop, you can be very distracted by the equipment. Whereas when you're on Zoom and you don't have any equipment to deal with, you're really focused on the students. And I thought that was a really interesting and kind of developing community over.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'll continue to watch here as soon as I can.
Yeah, I hope, I can't wait to get back into a print shop with students, but I do think that there's things to be learned from this experience. And I think Google Classroom sharing links and things like that has been really great. And also the students themselves would share images on the classroom of their work. And it became almost a way for everybody to comment on people's images and things like that, which was really awesome.
Things that they would work on at home and then bring
yeah, and they post it on the classroom. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I also have like, I guess on here, on my website, there's a couple things here, but I have a couple things that I've done during the pandemic, which has been kind of fun, and like very specifically artwork that was asked to do stuff for during the pandemic. I don't know why this is not coming out more. Let's see. No, I can't get it. Okay. So this was actually made for a banner for Walnut Street, which was really fun. And I kind of walked around Rittenhouse Square area and made that. And then it was reproduced as a banner. They invited about 7 artists to do different banners, and that was really fun. Some other stuff was made recently just for it. This is also like a Center City drawing made for like a digital printout for a digital mural for empty storefronts during coronavirus. Like
Miriam, are you trying to show the images on screen share right now?
Oh yeah, Is that not working?
No, it looks like it's stuck on an image from the slideshow.
Oh, oops. Huh, that's weird. Okay.
Are you showing it on the internet?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Oh, I see. You never saw the online, my link. Okay. I'm going to share again, share screen again. Okay. Oh, we're already at 12:30. Are we? Okay. All right.
You can go a little longer. That's fine.
Okay, cool. So can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so here on my top of my website is a link to my screen print on fabric class. It's right at the top.
Oh boy.
And here over here is like I have different murals and I have artwork and some news as well. Actually, in there I have the banner, a photo of the banners. Let's see.
Were these banners that had something to say or do with COVID itself?
No, it was just like a welcome to kind of back to Center City.
Oh, those are great. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that was, so basically they asked,
Oh.
yeah, that was really fun. And then I did a bunch of different things specifically during the pandemic for outside experience of art. It's kind of interesting. This is another example of the images I was showing you guys on empty storefronts. I'll show you the actual drawings for them. Usually my designs are based on actual drawings, all of them. So, or prints kind of thing. So.
Oh, I'm glad I tuned in.
And usually it's a combination of printmaking and drawing, or it's just drawing. So that was the design for the banner.
Yes, I see.
And this is for the storefront. And yeah, usually it's a mixture of watercolor, pencil, and on paper. So I actually went to Independence Hall and drew it from looking for this one. So,
well, it's recognizable, yeah.
Yeah, Independence Hall is kind of a fun.
I like your car shape there.
Yeah, it's fun to, let's see.
I like all this stuff. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, so you might have a better view on your computer. I don't know why it's not like giving me the option to kind of go back, like zoom out a little, but that's okay.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so I do a lot of different screen printing, and then during this, I also started messing around with gelatin printing, and that was sort of anything that you can do at home that's kind of printmaking without equipment is really like a lot of fun, and kind of keeping it simple.
Like very simple stencils and so forth, or?
Yeah, things that you can do at home without a lot of you know, a lot of equipment or anything like that. But
so maybe something to roll the ink out or paint out on, and then
yeah, exactly. And that's like with the fabric screen printing, I'm going to teach everybody how to build their own fabric printing pad. So it's really easy. You just put it right on a table and print with fabric and a small screen. Sometimes I'll make like prints to sell that are like digital, and it's usually just a limited edition as well. But all of these are brand new as of like after March. So what you're seeing, I like to show new work.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And yeah, tune in. I do want to share my studio is having an annual auction this week. I don't know if you heard that, Chris. You did. James, I think, heard it, but I do want to go to that page.
I'll ask about that. Sure, I will. An annual, yeah. Okay, I'm working from my phone here, and I'm not too good at handling this. So.
Okay. Yeah. Geez. So I don't know if you see it. Is it still sharing? Studio?
Yes.
You see that?
There it is. Yes, I see.
Okay, cool. Yes, this is my annual art auction, and I'm going to be, one of my pieces will be up to bid tomorrow. One of my newest and favorite works on paper that has a little bit of mono printing in it from gelatin printing. It's going to be on the auction tomorrow, and the bids start at $10, which is really crazy.
Oh, great. That's my price range.
An amazing deal. but then it's going to be posted on Instagram first, and everybody can bid on it on Instagram. And at 5 o'clock, the Instagram bids stop, and whatever the highest bid on Instagram was, we're going to go to Twitch. And this is, you have to download Twitch. It's like an app on your phone or an app. I know it's a lot of apps, but it's all live, and there'll be an auctioneer basically auctioning off the pieces that were posted on Instagram during the day. So Wednesday's my day with a bunch of different artists, and then the live auctioneer will continue the bidding, and it's through a chat box, and everybody bids. And we did it last night. It worked out great. And afterwards, there was a music event that was live following it. It's really fun. It's complicated, but it's fun.
I'll need some help too. I'll get my daughter to help me with.
Yes, come to this site. It's really fun. This is happening all week. Everything's free. All the free events. It's a lot of fun.
Well, thank you.
So,
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to go now. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any more questions for Miriam?
I'll stop sharing.
Oh, no.
Well, Miriam, thank you so much for giving your talk. Wonderful work. Really cool to see what you're working on this past year, and that you're staying inspired.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see your upcoming work, and hopefully I can get around to Fleisher and take a class.
That would be amazing. Yeah, check it out.
Or in person. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And it was nice to meet you, Sarah, James, and Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day, and join us in 2 weeks for our next Artists at Lunch talk. We have artist Layla El Manfa with us. Thank you again, Miriam. That was great. And everybody have a great day.
Thanks for the invite.